Hi, everybody. Welcome to Star Citizen Live Game Dev, the Big Benny's proposition.
It's not as good as the first one.
I'm your host, Jared Huckabee. We're here in beautiful, sunny Winslow, United Kingdom. And we're going to skip the whole intro. This is our second intro here.
Where it's not raining.
It's not raining. It's not raining at all.
Yeah,
it's not raining at all.
You like California because
I like California because of the weather. But it's nice to have something different. We've covered all the stuff that we did the first time when they couldn't hear us. This is Cory Bamford from our props team. And Cory, what are we doing on this week's show?
Well, this week I thought it would be a fun challenge for us to take a very well-known, what would you call it? Well-known entity, property, intellectual
property
from the Star Citizen universe and bring it to another dimension.
And of course, you mean pips.
Pips, yep, exactly.
We're gonna need
We've already done that. We did that in Area 18, I think. We got a big 3D pips.
We did. We did a big 3D pips. Yeah. We had a Torpedo Burrito. Had a short-lived run as a tram car in Microtech for a little while. But today we are focused on Big Bennies and making some Big Bennies items for potential inclusion into the persistent universe. It's basically if you've never seen one of our game dev segments before, it's where we sit down with a developer and we actually follow them along with an example of the type of work that they do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. So this is some work that Cory and the team are already exploring for the persistent universe, and we thought we'd just sit here and be a bug on the wall, a fly in the ear, whatever the euphemism is. I just got off an airplane. Let's go ahead and switch it to the screen and see what's going on here. So okay, so this is starting with our classic Big Benny's icon here, right?
This is Big Benny. Big Benny, the noodle bowl. It's been in the game for forever, really. This is actually a version in Illustrator. It's a vector, so all the graphics are done with points, so you can scale it up to crazy resolutions, and we're basically going to take this as a starting point. And I guess we should just jump right in, really.
Yeah.
So, this is my little teapot, and it's just there as a placeholder.
Is it short and stout?
It is. We can make it shorter. There you go. Now it's very short and stout. We have the Big Benny's logo over here, and I'm just going to clean it up a bit, actually. So we'll just move the noodles.
Now this is the vector right from Illustrator brought in. Yeah. Just saved us some time here having to import.
Yeah. So we've just basically taken that vector you saw just here, and we've just imported that into the game here.
Now, while you're working, do you know trivia time?
Yep.
West Ham United. No. Do you know why Big Benny's became as big as it was in the Star Citizen universe? Because we have a lot of corporations, we have a lot of properties.
Yeah.
But there was something very specific and unique to Big Benny's that led to it taking off. And it was a Star Citizen meme for a couple years. It's kind of waning in the current days as more gameplay comes online. But do you know what the original story was?
I think, does that have something to do with the fact that people used to move the vending machines around, as a challenge?
People did used to move the vending machines around, but they did that because back when Star Citizen Alpha 2.0 launched in the winter of 2015, if I remember correctly, it was physicalized. It was one of the only props that was left physicalized.
Yeah.
There were there's multiple props throughout the stand system in those days, but there was one particular Big Benny's machine that was physicalized, and players realized that they could push it around and move it around. And so a lot of the early streamers back in those days, the Bad News Barons and the Captain Richards and the WTFosauruses and stuff like that, they all collectively began what was referred to as the Big Benny's Challenge, where they would spend hours after hours in the futile attempts, not always futile, but the very tenuous attempts to push that vending machine into the cargo holds of whatever ship could carry it at the time, and then fly it back to Port Olisar. And then the challenge part was not just to get it back to Port Olisar, but it was to get it back into the hab, the specific hab that you spawned into, which actually required taking it up elevations, not quite stairs, but steps.
Yeah.
And you saw players spend a lot of time just rolling their character and like getting into a prone position and just doing rolls, trying to get under the vending machine and push it up a thing. And it was quite an endeavor back in the day.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And then after that, we followed it up with one of the April Fool's gags that we did one year, 2016, maybe 2017. I don't quite remember. One of you guys can check it out. And the audio just fizzled out. Do you guys not have the audio? Okay, that's just mine. We did a big food delivery profession write up for our April Fool's promotion, along with the addition of a Big Benny's music video, which you can actually still see.
I've watched that. Yeah,
you can still see it on our YouTube channel. I produced the song and the music video. The song was created by myself and a gentleman who used to work here named Ross Tregenza. A fantastic musician, by the way.
Yeah.
Ross Tregenza was a member of our audio team. He and I produced the song, and then worked together with a backer at the time named Years 100, who some of you old timers might remember. Years 100 went through and collected a bunch of footage from the community of those various Big Benny's runs and edited it together into a wonderful video, and that was a wonderful community collaboration. And that's available still to this day on our YouTube channel. It was the Ballad of Big Benny's, if I remember.
I had no idea it went that deep.
Yeah.
Big Benny's history.
It was one of the earliest things I did when I came on board here. I was like, I want to make a ballad of Big Benny's, and when you're gonna make a ballad of Big Benny's, of course it's gonna be EDM electro pop.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's got a wonderful bass drop, a psychedelic.
Yeah, I think my favorite part of the theme tune is probably the crazy, blippy.
That was my principal contribution. Ross, to his credit, he didn't fully understand what I was doing with it. I'm like, no, there has to be a drop where it just gets really super psychedelic and slow, because when you eat that much MSG.
Yeah. Who did the vocals?
Somebody I'm not cleared to actually share.
So it's a secret.
It's not a secret. It's just
an open secret.
Whenever you say somebody's name or stuff, you like that.
You have to pay them.
You just have to clear it to make sure they actually want that.
Oh, I see. Okay, it's undisclosed then.
Yeah, it's undisclosed.
Yeah. Unknown artist. Cool.
It's not a particular secret.
Right.
It's just, I just can't. I'm not going to sit here and say something, because then people will look that person up and throw a bunch of traffic at that person, and without talking to them before I do that. It's just
that's
not
fair. Right.
So you are making a bowl.
We have finished the bowl, I think. So I'm going to bring this in engine, and we should see our teapot update. Row. Oh, do behave. 1 second. Technical issues. I'm just going to do CGF export. Cool. Yeah, so basically with the bowl... Oh, there she goes.
Did we just crash making a bowl?
We did just crash making a bowl, yep. Don't worry about it. It's because I brought it in as a womp, 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 womp. Don't worry.
We'll wait for...
Yeah. Anyway.
Get that back up there?
So, my kind of rationale with this, we're making this logo 3D. I will show you in a second when the editor reboots. We're going to be kind of using as reference the hot dog. I don't know if you guys have seen the massive plastic hot dog and the holographic hot dog that we did for the Area 18 food carts. Basically, my inspiration for those, if you remember in the original Toy Story, there was that pickup from, is it Pizza Planet? Planet Pizza?
Pizza Planet.
Yeah, so on the top of that thing, this is very obscure, and I don't know why, but for some reason it's stenciled in my mind. It's got like this grubby plastic for that thing on top, right? And I really wanted to encapsulate that kind of thick, semi-transparent plastic that kind of has a light inside it, and you can just about see it. So that was my reference for the, I shouldn't say my reference, my inspiration for the hot dogs. So we're going to do a similar treatment for our Big Benny noodle. I'll tell you what, since the editor's loading up, why don't we get started on the face. Now, I have potentially two ways of doing this. I was thinking we could either make a 3D version of the face, so we could actually, cut the mouth out and push it in, create the eyes in 3D, or we could take the graphics and we can put those on planes, kind of like map it in 3D space in front of him. So I'm not really sure which way to go about it. I think I'll try both.
Which one is higher fidelity?
Oh, fidelity, yeah, I suppose. That is a point. I'll tell you what, I'm going to drag a plane out, and I have, beforehand, a little bit of Blue Peter magic, but I've taken the sheet I've created this texture sheet with all the Big Benny stuff on it. So we got like the mouth and the little blushy cheeks, and the we got a full version here, and we got an eyeball. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna take the eyeball, and I'm just gonna cut it out real quick, like a surgeon.
Cutting for the very first time.
Exactly. So we're just gonna get rid of the rest of that for now.
I just saw Weird Al in concert a couple weeks ago.
Oh right, that must have been fun.
It's like the 8th time I've seen him in concert.
Yeah. So this will appear completely like the yellowy border you see around the corner. That'll be disappearing when we get it in game. But I'm just gonna pop the eyeball out. So we could do something like that. So we could take the eyeball, the existing graphics, which is slightly more true to the original, and we can pop those on the front of the bowl like this. We can kind of and we can kind of make it work like that. Alternatively, we could do like nice big 3D eyeballs. We're probably going to want to like rotate these around a bit if we're doing it like this. So we can, give those guys a little bit of rotation and pop those on there. I'm not sure how this will look because this is, kind of doing it live. But yeah, it might look cool like that, So we got actually like kind of reminiscent of the actual Big Bennies. We might shrink those down a bit actually. And if it looks really silly, then we can always do it with actual 3D eyeballs for maximum fidelity.
Yeah, I'm seeing the FPS thing as well, guys. The camera FPS is fine, right? You guys are seeing us, right? That's just the input coming into the camera or coming into the system.
Yeah, that's weird. Oh, hello. Let's just reset that there. Oh, behave. Hang on, it would help if I do that. There you go. Just gonna symmetry this over to the other side. I'll do it. There you go. So now he's got eyeballs. Right, we're back. So I'm just gonna bring up our Big Bennies. Noodle. There we go. Looks a bit unhappy, doesn't it? So why don't we just re-export that guy? Doodle-doo-doo. That'll be why. Actually, I haven't put any geometry in it yet. I've just got the little node. So if I take my geometry, pop that in. There you go. Alrighty then. Oh. You changing the music?
No, it changed on its own. That was the end of the track.
Okay.
I'm trying to fix the FPS right now.
Hang in there, guys. Crash the editor again. I seem to always have this curse where I do something live and then the editor just misbehaves.
Here, look at Cory for a minute.
Hello! Don't mind me, just trying to fix some things. Is everyone having a good day? I unfortunately can't see the chat at the moment, but I hope you are all having a lovely morning / evening. Oh, we have a no signal thing.
I'm working on it.
No pressure, Jared.
Of course it was fine during the whole thing.
Yeah. Of course, I'm also having technical issues with the editor at the moment, which is always fun. We're in this together, buddy. I'm just going to carry on making my Big Benny.
There we go.
Are we back? Is the frame rate okay?
Yep, frame rate's fine now.
Lovely.
Just
so,
something with that input card.
Sweet. Sorry about the little jump there, guys, but I'm just making a 3D version of the eyeballs as well, so we can see how that looks. Because might look kind of cool having the eyeballs 3D. I'm thinking I'm just going to make them like jet black and make them nice and shiny, so you get that same kind of effect. Let's just pop that on there. So that is okay. Right, this time it's going to behave, I promise. Well, I don't promise. I hope. Anyway.
It's kind of reminding me of when Pac-Man first went 3D.
Yeah, it kind of. I was thinking about this. It might look like I don't know, like Mario, like the first 3D Mario. I mean, they did Nintendo. Yeah, it's quite good, but it's always strange when you see a character in a different format for the first time, right?
Right.
So I'm hoping that with this guy, it doesn't look too spooky. I mean, if it does look spooky, it's October, so
it becomes a Halloween episode.
Happy Halloween. Yeah, exactly. But I think it will look kind of fun. I'm just eyeballing this at the moment. Budumtus. That is because we're kind of just figuring out how this is going to look. We can always, obviously this geometry is crazy dense as well, which we'll tidy that up as well. But for now, we're just having a little noodle around.
You're taking advantage of my incredible jet lag to get these terrible puns.
One of us has to do the terrible puns, okay? And if you're not in the punniest of moods, that looks kind of. I don't know how much we're allowed to talk about characters that are not ours, but this looks like somebody. If you think you know who it looks like, let me know, because I'm not going to say.
I think I like the 3D approach better than just pasting the other ones on there.
I think it can look cool. I think we just need to finesse it a bit more. It still looks a little bit. It's just mostly the position. It looks a little bit funny. We can. We can fix it.
Hi, Tyler. Tyler goes, if it crashes again, you just need to say red one in chat to help try to fix it. For the person who's asking about questions, you can submit some questions in chat if you want. Our game dev streams are less about Q&As and more about just following along with the process. It's not to say that we won't ask some questions and answer. It's just that we only have an hour to try to get this going, and we tend to like our audience to focus.
Yeah, if I am quiet, I do apologize. I'm just into this. Yeah, it looks kind of creepy, doesn't it?
I love it.
Yeah. All right. So that's him with like cute-ish picture eyes. I will probably mirror this one so the gleams go the same way later.
Right.
I'm gonna try it now with fully 3D, fidelity eyeball. Ooh, hello. 3D fidelity eyeballs. Oh man. What do you think? I think if we change the materials a bit, and there's also some smoothing issues at the moment, but I think that looks kind of cool, right?
Yes.
Also slightly
at the end of the stream, an 80-story tall version of this will go trampling down Times Square.
Yeah.
I like the 3D eyes personally.
Yeah, I kind of like the 3D eyes. I got my reference here. I'm just trying to I think we need to make them a tiny bit smaller, maybe.
Will this be a new NPC? Hopefully not.
In the future. Why not?
Luckily.
Yeah, I'm going with the 3D eyes, I think. Sorry, go ahead. What were you going to say, dude?
No, I said luckily for everyone involved, NPCs are a different department.
Yeah, if we had to make NPCs, I mean, I'm not going to say anything incriminating. I would love to see more floor sweepy robots and stuff. That's just my personal opinion. It is not reflected in the opinion of Colin Imperium Games.
No robots.
Yeah. Just Roombas. Every place would have one, if you ask me.
Disco, are we gonna see this in game? I don't know, D. Davis. Let's see what we can crank out. We are looking towards.
Ooh, 20 minutes in.
Yeah, exactly. We're already a third through.
I need to get on the noodles then, don't I? Really, and the chopsticks as well. It'll come together quite quickly once we're there. So I'm just going to take...
You know, when we do the streams where we make things, not always, but oftentimes they'll get submitted for various review and approval, and you know they'll either go forward and change drastically, or they'll go no, not at all.
I think for something like this, yeah, it depends really. I personally think that having a 3D Big Bunny's logo in the game would be quite fun. Of course, I'm going to say that because I'm the guy making it, but
or maybe even like a hanger flare for subscribers or something.
That would be cool. Yeah. I'm looking forward to making the hologram version. So you'll notice on the left here, I've got the hot dog in. This is the hot dog I was talking about. So you see how it's got like a little flickering light inside it. It's like mega grubby and kind of has that plastic feel. I'm kind of, you know, I'm using the same material for our little guy here, so we should hopefully get something similar. But we also have a hologram, so we can actually take our Big Benny's guy here and we can override that material with the holographic version as well. So we're basically getting 2 for 1 on this guy, and it's quite fun and flexible in that sense. So we're just going to get the noodles in. I'll tell you what, I actually really like having the music in the background. It ups the ante a bit, you know. I feel like I'm against the clock.
Could play some very tension music, like a countdown clock.
Yeah, I don't know how well I'd cope with that, but
dun 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 dun.
Exactly, that'd be great.
Every 3 minutes we have Kiefer Sutherland come up. You're running out of time.
Okay, here we go, noodles.
I miss Jack Bauer.
Them's what the days. If we do have any questions in chat pertaining to props or anything prop related, I'm not going to be able to answer questions like when there's a certain ship coming out. Don't ask those kind of questions. But if you have any questions about props in the game or anything you might think I would be able to help you with, feel free to fire them in. I'll do my best. I'm just smoothing out these chopsticks a bit. There you go. Cool. A little bit chunky, but we'll get those on there and see how that looks. Again, this is all kind of quick, iterative work at the moment. I will go through and tidy it up. Hey, where's I? Ah, I forgot to apply the material to it. I'm a silly sausage.
What's the prop that you're most proud of?
That's a good question.
Is it?
I recently got to do my first ship weapon. That was quite fun.
Well, that's right, because a lot of the weapons have moved over to the props team recently.
Exactly, yeah. So we're kind of taking on that responsibility a bit more, which is great. Actually, just need to add a material IDs. Number two. There you go. There you go. Now we've got some chopsticks. That's looking cool. I would love to animate this as well, because I think it would look really sweet if it was like, you know, bobbing around and joyously dancing. So why don't we just really quickly get some noodles in there as well. I realize I've just done this backwards, you know. Oh well. So I'm going to put some lines in. I love splines. Splines are lines in 3D space, and you can tell them to render as 3D objects. So I'm going to make this one rectangular, because I think... Well, we'll try spherical, actually. Why not? Or cylindrical. So we're just going to make some noodles. We got our little line. We can add points to it. Refine. I'm just going to chuck a couple of points on there. Diddle-a-diddle-a-da. We're going to drag them around. And we're going to make them nice and curvy and wobbly, like the noodles we see in Big Benny's. So we'll go like this. Something like that, maybe. Smooth them out. Weeble wobbly noodles, yeah. And I like the way the Big Benny's noodles are all kind of in a line like this as well. So I think I might just try something like that. Maybe we'll do 3 for now. I'll tell you what would be cool is if they kind of hung over the noodles. So I'm just going to connect these up. Where's the connect tool? There you go. Whip. 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 Cool. And we can also curve that around as well.
Disco, I missed the first 10 minutes. Are you in the UK? Yes. I am in the UK from now until CitizenCon.
The very sunny UK where it never rains.
Yeah. Nope, I'll be here for the next 5-6 weeks, however long it is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at that.
They look kind of wormy. So we'll get those on there. I'm just eyeballing it again. The placement. We can shuffle this stuff around. We don't have loads of time for like finesse. So right now we're just kind of getting it in there.
When the noodles align, the path will be revealed.
And we need the chopsticks kind of intersecting them like that, don't we? Okay.
Does this mean we'll get a hot dog as a ship weapon? Obviously.
Yeah, actually, the overlap between props and weapons, I mean, that's an interesting one in itself, right? Technically, I don't know. I should be able to hit people with whatever I want, if you ask me. It's my, it's my right.
Just bring all the existing subscriber flair physicalized into the persistent universe and watch people run around with the Gamescom 2015 trophies, just bludgeoning people.
That's the dream. All right, that's our noodle.
That's my
fella.
dream.
That's the dream. Yeah. Okay. So we got some noodles hanging off his head.
Then again, they don't really listen to my dreams. I made an offhand comment about how the buggy should be available in Area 18 3 years ago, and that turned into a nightmare of pain and fire.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like an easy task.
Yeah. Oh, it was an easy task. It just
hard
led
to
led to a lot of player deaths.
Yeah. I think I like the idea of having more physicalized props in the game. It's just a matter of figuring out the technicalities, really. But I mean, we're trying to push it a bit more that way sometimes. With you'll probably notice like there's a lot more physicalized entities in the game now.
Mm-hmm.
That's because we think any way we can introduce interaction into the game through props is something we love doing.
So, question from the chat: what are the measurements or metrics rather that you have to take into account when making props?
Oh,
or you can just eyeball it.
There are things you can eyeball. Things like this, where the player or NPCs don't necessarily interact with them. Sorry, it went to sleep. Hush now. There you go. Yeah, when you're playing with like huge stacks of different things, sometimes it gets a little bit funny. Anyway, yeah. So metrics-wise, things like consoles that players and NPCs interact with, things like tables, chairs, where you know you're dealing with animation and stuff. It's very important that we have a kind of rigid, well-defined metric. Things like drinks, we try and unify things like the dimensions for like bottlenecks, or you know can radius, stuff like that. Really, it just makes we have got a more kind of flexible grip system now. So it's a lot like, say for instance, I got my little Big Benny's box here.
Hold it up higher, I can't see it.
So I got my little Big Benny's box here. The new grip system we have allows me to define that that width for that asset. Higher. Wow, higher again?
No, I'm just messing with
it. So you made me lose my train of thought. So yeah, the grip sizes now are a little bit more flexible. So yeah, there are metrics. They do exist. We try our best to obey them. Alrighty, noodles. Oh, I'm so silly. I need to save this out in the correct place, actually.
How often do you control S?
Sorry?
How often do you control S to save?
At least every 5 minutes. Sorry, at least every 30 seconds. Why?
This was a question in the chat.
I also have my autosave feature set to like every 2.5 minutes, so we're safe, don't worry. Those noodles look kind of weird, don't they?
I think they're probably a little chunkier. They're
like udon noodles.
Yeah, the original graphic had 5, I think. 5 that were thinner. You've got 3 that are thicker.
We can change like. I was thinking as well. Maybe we could do rectangular noodles. That might be kind of cool. Like that kind of style. And we could maybe rotate them a little bit as well, so we get. If I do this, I can add a quad chamfer to it, which smooths out my edges. Ooh, that looks kind of cool.
Now they're arguing about what kind of noodles are best.
I don't want to get involved in your arguments, but if I had to give you my personal opinion, not that you're asking for it, I'm sure you don't really care. I think udon noodles are probably one of my favorites. And just like general egg noodles, you know, like the slightly thicker ones are pretty good too.
Is spaghetti a noodle?
I don't think the Italians would like what you're saying right now.
The spaghetti's not considered a noodle.
I wouldn't think so.
I will confess to not knowing a whole lot about the differential between spaghetti and noodles, as evidenced by my question.
I mean, you can get pasta made out of the same. You can get like egg pasta, right? So
yeah.
In terms of what it's made out of, I don't know. I'm not an expert either. Oh, that's gone weird, hasn't it? Let's fix that. Material. I forgot to update the material.
And if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a bike.
There you go. What do you reckon? Square noodles.
They're
kind of cool.
Yeah.
They look less kind of creepy, I think.
Yeah, well, the original image, the noodles were rather squarish.
Yeah, I mean, because it's 2D.
Yeah.
My mind kind of interprets those as being kind of square. And you do get, like, if you look at, like, pot noodles, well, maybe not pot noodle. If you look at, like, those kind of noodles, they are kind of squarish. So we're just going to fill the bowl. I'm trying to think of the easiest way of filling a bowl. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a sphere in the middle. Like this. And then we're just going to draw on that sphere, if I can remember how.
I legitimately... Like, I think I know how pasta is made. I don't actually know how noodles are made.
It's with egg.
Well, yeah, but... Okay, you don't just take an egg and... I don't know how it becomes a noodle.
I mean,
we're getting sidetracked at this point.
Do you extrude it through a grate, or do you...
I honestly don't know. I've never witnessed noodles being made. I've never bothered to look into it.
Yeah.
Got a pretty good handle on pasta. Not on noodles, though.
Oh, that's why it's not working. Hello. There you go. So we're just going to pick this guy, and we're just going to... I'm just going to do this really quick. We're just going to draw a bunch of splines on this object. Actually, that looks really stupid. Okay.
This is the Earth.
Yeah, I'm just
wow.
Okay, here
That's
we go.
a pretty sweet Earth.
He's got like a long string of noodles like that, yeah? Alright. So now we can take that, we can hide this guy here. Alright, let's see what it do. This might look really terrible, and I'm sorry if it does. But oh, it's absolutely massive as well. Alright. Here we go, Jared. We're going to shrink it down. We're going to bring him in. It looks kind of like a really bad comb over, but let's just copy that parameters there and pop them on.
No, it's true because you're making it in 3D.
Yeah.
You gotta fill the bowl.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think what I might do is just kind of. This looks really stupid right now, but we're gonna go for this view here. This view is gonna be our focus right now.
I agree.
I don't have time to make a whole bowl of noodles, okay? So we're just gonna do it, kind of.
You just do what I do and go to the store.
Yeah, I could do that. I'm actually really hungry. Material, MAT. You know, time has slowed down for me now. I looked at the clock and I was like, it's 20 past. Oh my goodness, how am I ever going to get this done in time? Now it's only half. Well,
it's because you were having more fun at the beginning of the show.
I'm still having a lot of fun. I do love making noodles. It's one of my favorite pastimes.
No, I giggled at Roguy says the noodles are made by going to the store and buying them. And then I giggled at his joke and then I took it as my own.
Yeah, that's the best way. All right, noodles.
It's my show.
We haven't done the mouth yet. I totally forgot about the mouth. And the little blushy eyes. Alright. These noodles look more like French fries at the moment, but we will pretend they're placeholder noodles. I will do a better job when I'm not under extreme pressure. Here we go. Let's have a look at those. Yeah, from that angle they kind of look better, don't they? I'm just going to shuffle them across a bit.
Yes.
That'll do it.
Where was it? Yes, Gabriel Wolf. You figured us out. We're actually making the thing that leaves all those poop in caves.
Yeah. I saw on Reddit something very spooky in the caves. I don't know if you know anything about that.
What, your obsession with teddy bears?
Yeah. That wasn't me personally. I can only credit the person who did that. I don't know who it was. Whoever it was, well done. That was very good. I have a feeling it was one of the guys on the environment team.
Wait, you just said I can only credit the person who did it, and then you said I don't know who it is, so you can't, in fact, credit the person.
Jared, you remember at the start of this show when I said...
Your brain is good?
Yeah, when I said my brain is good.
Your brain is good.
Well, no, my brain is more good.
More good.
My brain is more good in the morning, that's what I said. So, yeah, I'm just saying my brain is less good right now. That'll do you. Okay. So... kind of just trying to get that. Yeah, that'll look good. Also, I know they're intersecting each other here. That bothers me as well, but please, for the sake of brevity, ignore it.
Now they're talking about the history of pasta and tomatoes in Italy in the 16th century.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. That's our chat.
Yeah. I don't actually know that much about the history of pasta, so if you have any interesting pasta facts...
No, but this isn't a show about pasta, it's a show about noodles.
Okay. If you have any noodle... In fact, yeah, we don't care about pasta. This is about noodles. If you have any interesting noodle facts...
I prefer pasta, though.
Yeah.
Personally.
I don't know, man. It's a tough one. I don't think it's fair to make someone pick.
I just like go to Buca di Beppo and just get a giant plate of...
Go where?
Noodles. A franchise in the States called Buca di Beppo. Buca?
Buca di Beppo.
Buca di Beppo.
Buca di Beppo. I'm not going to do a talent. Okay.
No, but if you want to send me a t-shirt or anything, I'll wear it. Buca.
Hit us up.
I'm gonna get an email from Toast after this.
Saying...
Did you reference a restaurant during the show? Yeah.
Is that allowed?
And then did you solicit them for clothing?
That shouldn't be a problem, should it?
I'll find out.
Well, I personally hope you don't get into any trouble. We've got something in here that's not behaving, and I'm not sure which thing it is yet.
It's because you haven't given it a mouth.
Yeah. Hang on.
Big Benny's is angry at you.
Shape 002. I think I've got an empty shape in here. Oh, this guy.
It's got no vertices.
It's missing all vertices, so it was throwing a wobbly at me. There you go. Now we got noodles in game. Okay. We're getting somewhere. I kind of want to make it like dance side to side, you know, like la 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 or something. That'd be cool.
Do you have a hard poly limit you have to keep in mind when making a prop?
That is a very good question. So, putting it plainly, our pipeline is a little bit different from some other games, where we use you've probably heard it spoken about, the custom normal pipeline. Essentially, our objects are we don't actually bake a normal map for every single individual object. A normal map is like a way of transferring details from a piece of geometry with a high triangle count to one with a lower triangle count. We just use bent normals on the edges of chamfers to kind of replicate that smoothing. So we kind of have a higher triangle count than what games typically do because of that, but it also means that our texture, we have kind of less of a texture footprint as well. So our triangle counts are, yeah, I would say for an asset like this, take the hot dog for instance. Let's have a look at that guy actually. I'll tell you how many triangles it is. It is 1,300 triangles, which is, yeah, I would say for an asset like this. This guy's probably coming in way high at the moment because we're just, that's just a little debug. He's not very happy at the moment. But yeah, this guy's like 24,000 triangles, which is very high. I would probably say I'd be happy with like...
How much of that is in carbs?
Yes, a lot of carbs actually. This guy is very carb heavy. So this is our little mouth. I'm just going to go for something like that for now. We'll fill in the details later. Okay. Sorry, I don't know if that was a good answer, but yeah. Triangle counts. We try to set ourselves limits. However, we try and think about assets. We try and think about an asset relative to the player's camera rather than the actual size of the object. So we may have an object like, I don't know, like this Big Benny's noodle box that someone picks up and it's in their face.
Higher.
That someone picks up and puts in their face. We kind of want to put as much detail as that in as we can relative to how close it is to the camera, right? So we'll actually kind of put quite a lot of detail into those smaller assets because of that. Whereas in a lot of video games, you see the props and they're like, oh, we can only make this like 10 triangles, so it has to look, you know, a bit sad.
We also utilize things like object streaming and culling and stuff like that. So it allows us to have higher poly, higher fidelity items in there, because we're much better about getting it out of memory when you don't need it. Well, getting there anyway.
Yeah, with the server-side object container stuff as well.
Well, we already got it with client-side already does a whole bunch of that. But yeah.
I'm just going to leave the mouth. Let's have a look at that guy. I'm just going to leave that black for now. It's going to look a bit. It's going to look a bit weird until we do it properly. Prop early. Haha.
It's now 5:40.
Oh dear. Okay. Well.
Yeah, about 20 minutes.
Time flies when you're having fun.
And doing this.
Yeah. This is fun, isn't it?
Yes.
Is everyone having fun? Please don't say no. You'll hurt my feelings. I see a lot of yeses. I can't really see that well, but I'm pretty sure that's what I saw. Okay. I'm just going to kind of shove it in there. Do you think he looks happy enough? Oh yeah, he's a happy boy. And how does our holographic version look at the moment? Bit of clip in there, because we've got vertex weeble wobbling going on there, so it got a bit of a strange one. I might actually, I don't know whether to cut the mouth. I might just float the mouth in front of it rather than having it. I might just do something like that, to be honest. And then maybe we can add a bit of geometry in here to curve it around. Let's just connect these guys up. Boop-a-doop-boop-a-doop. There you go. So we can just bend that. I'm gonna try bend modifier. Sometimes it behaves. Change that to 90 degrees, I think. Nope, that's the wrong way. That's what we want. It's always hard to reason in my mind what axis I need to do, so I just kind of eyeball. That'll do ya. And what color the mouth? Yeah, that's the problem. Our mouth is like just like a black void at the moment. We kind of want to maybe add a bit of color to it, make it pink. So we're using the colors of each vert at the moment to do the colors. So it's all using one single material, and then we're just coloring. Each point will store the color as a RGB value, and that way it's a lot cheaper. We can get multiple colors, materials that way, which is kind of nice. Oh yeah, that's looking a bit better, isn't it? The eyes are still.
Oh, we gotta add the. You gotta add the.
Oh, the little
pupil.
cheeks.
The pupil.
Yeah, and
you need the cheeks. You need the pupil.
The sparkles. Yeah. Okay. Now for the cheeks. Again, I think I might just do a floaty piece of geometry. So why don't we start with a sphere and then we'll just kind of squish it. Not a sphere, sorry. A circle. A 2D sphere. And then we'll just squash him down. So yeah.
What is your favorite flavor of Big Benny's? You have to look at the old Intergalactic Food Delivery webpage.
I don't actually know the flavors.
We researched them and brought them up on that page. So you can check the Intergalactic Food Delivery page. There's even a menu, if I remember correctly.
That's great. Is that cheek? That's too big, isn't it? We'll try that for now.
If someone wants to find the link to the Intergalactic Food Delivery and drop it in the chat.
I did do the Pips flavors. I came up with those. Like Pip Stealth. I don't know why we made Pip Stealth. I just thought it sounded cool. Pip Stealth is a good flavor.
You won't see the calories, but they're there.
Exactly. It's like the diet version, you know. You don't know you're getting see, that's not showing up because it's backwards, I think. So we'll just flip that around. Bloop. That'll do it. Or it's just not showing up. Whoops. I've probably done something silly, like forgot to put the material on it. Yep. material ID number 2. There you go. That little thing that keeps popping up is just because the bowl needs some tidying up, but I'm just trying to get this in there. That's so weird. I think the mouth needs to be darker, maybe. On the non... Yeah, we'll also do something where we kind of blend at the moment, the normals, which is the direction of each face. They're not matching up, which kind of gives you that weird lighting. What we'll do is we'll kind of blend them together.
Server Vin says, yeah, it's only 3D Studio used for production. No, we use whatever tools the artists need to do the job. Like just speaking for the character team alone, sometimes things are modeled in Modo, sometimes things are modeled in 3D Max, sometimes things are modeled in sometimes they use things like Marvelous Designer to help them across.
Marvelous a lot.
Yeah, it's about finding the right tools to do the job.
We use Maya a lot for a lot of the animated assets, just because the animation tools in Maya are a bit more suited to that side of things. We use packages like Substance Designer and Painter for our materials. But in terms of 3D, our primary 3D package for like just polygon modeling like this is 3ds Max or Maya, depending on if you need animation stuff as well. There you go. He's looking very happy. I feel like the lighting in here isn't doing him any favors. It's a bit dark. I'm just going to pop a little light in as well. Whoop. There you go. We'll just light him up a bit. Come here. There you go. I'll just move that off to the side a bit. And that also kind of helps his eyes look a little bit less weird, doesn't it?
Oh, it makes me want to see the actual, the finished up eyes, the pupil.
Yeah, I think I might just take care of those. So, again, I'm just going to probably, at the moment, use floaty circle geo. I'd probably do it with a texture if I was, if I wanted to save on my polygon budget. But yeah, since we're just kind of doing a bit of mucking about for funsies, we'll just use this for now.
What tools do I use to do my job? People.
You can't call this tools, Jared. That's not very nice.
Everything that's useful is a tool in one way, shape, or form. But no, my job relies entirely on people and relationships.
And you guys.
And
sorry, I'll be quiet. So if we do like little gleamy dots like this, that's kind of what you're after, right? Yeah, we'll do something like that.
That's just it's I can't do anything without the participation of our developers. So it's like without them, ISC would basically be me just standing up there every week reading a news report and stuff like that. Which would be boring. Plus, it's too much me.
Too much you. Is there such a thing?
Yeah, if you talk to my mom, there is.
Oh.
She still never watched a single episode of anything. I asked her once if she was ever going to watch ATV or anything else, and she goes, because I had to watch you for 18 years. I know what I know what you do.
Oh dear. Oh.
We lost something in the transit.
We could do a little eye patch. That might be kind of fun. I would like to do themes for this. Maybe we could do a spoopy one. We probably don't have time tonight to do a spoopy one. Oh, I forgot to add the material to this guy. Womp womp.
For some, a lack of materials is our wapo.
I don't understand that reference, I'm afraid.
It's a Three Amigos reference.
Oh, geez. Now I feel really uncultured for not knowing that. Am I uncultured? There you go. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's the under.
Yeah, the blue bit. That's going to be a pain. What we could do, I think I would probably make these kind of bits like floaty bits of texture, and then we could get like a nice gradient on it. It's going to be hard to do that with geometry, but we can give it a quick go. We're going to do something. Again, yeah, you may be looking at these triangle counts and being a bit disturbed, but this is just because we're we're kind of figuring stuff out. Optimization tends to happen in the latter part of of an asset, simply because it's much easier to figure things out when you're not being super mega conscious of your, budgets.
Oh, Jarnator asking. Yeah, don't worry. Wait, don't worry, Cory. Jared is just old.
No comment.
Thank you, Tyler. So I'm fond of saying it's not the years, it's the mileage.
You've done a lot of miles recently, though, right?
I may only be in my 40s, but I feel like I'm in my 60s, and that's what matters.
Yeah. Okay. We need to get a bluey, don't we? I'm gonna add some blue to the corners here.
But to answer your question, Jarnator, ATVs are filmed pretty well in advance. It takes a while. You film things in advance, and they go through editorial and rounds of approval and collections of B-roll and stuff like that. So, to answer your question about whether I'll be doing them from here or there, it'll be a mix. For some things, I'll be here, and for some things, I'll still appear to be there, and that's just the lead time that is involved in these things. I know there's a mildly amusing perception sometimes that ATVs are like made sometimes in the day or the day before they come out. I see that in comments. Sometimes like, oh, I said something on Tuesday and it was reflected in ATV on Thursday. I'm like, well, no, that episode was in the can for quite a while. But these things take a lot of time to put together.
These things, we're doing it live though, baby.
Yeah, SCL on the other hand.
Yeah. Oh boy.
SCL happens live.
Yeah. The last time I was here with the paintings one, I wasn't very happy with the outcome of my painting live, unfortunately. But as we said at the time, that is the nature of art. You sometimes don't know what you're gonna get, so you just have to try things. There you go. That's more like it, right? Yeah. I mean, the shape's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And the fact the thing that I don't think that's translated well to 3D is the fact that his eyes go in separate directions, so he looks kind of a little bit.
Yeah. We also need the teeth and the tongue. You get the teeth and tongue, I think that's when it's really gonna.
That looks kind of weird.
Come together.
Yeah, we will we'll iterate on this further, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the kind of. It looks kind of like painted on, which is cool. Yeah. What can we do now? Yeah, we'll get the teeth and the tongue in, shall we? Again, we're just kind of doing it in a way that is quick and easy, just so we can see how it looks, because we don't want to spend loads of time doing something and then deciding it's not, what we want, especially when you're just experimenting like this. So I'm just gonna make the teeth. Looks kind of like that, right? Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, I think it's on the left side of the mouth, though, not the right.
We can use the mirror tool for that. We don't need to worry.
This thing seems about 10 minutes away from trying to suck somebody's soul out, though.
It's kind of weird looking, isn't it? You'll get used to it, I swear.
I know. But I think Big Benny's is secretly kind of sinister.
Well, with Benny Henge and
that's my read on Benny's is maybe a little bit different. That's like I said, the big hallucinogenic bass drop in the song. I think there's a sinister side to Big Benny's.
That may be so. But you just don't know with these kind of things, do you? Not until it's too late.
Is Benny's served hot? What do you think?
I think ideally it's served hot. However, I think that when you have your noodle stands in the PU, I don't necessarily think they've all got a 5-star hygiene rating. So, they may not be served hot. I would recommend eating Big Benny's hot.
For Starburger Lord, is this going to be an item we're really going to eat? That'd be a question for the actor status team. As more of that system comes online and they actually introduce more to the actor status system with the need to eat and drink to keep stamina and stuff up, who knows?
We'll treat this guy more as a marketing material for the Big Benny's company for now, I think. I'm imagining this is like Yeah, they'll make toys of this kind of thing, or again, we'll fill the noodles in a bit more. We're just kind of getting that look for now.
Well, we only got about 5 minutes. I knew you wanted to try some kind of animation.
Yeah, or we could do a spooky Halloween version. That would be fun.
You want to do spooky?
No, we can't. Not in 4 minutes.
I was going to say.
Maybe next year we'll do a spooky Halloween version if I remember that we did this. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, you lost your murder bear in the background.
Oh, the murder bear we did. We could remake the murder. I put a murder bear in the background. I very carefully set up a little scene.
And then you didn't save the scene.
And then I forgot to. Well, then it crashed when we loaded in the wrong version of this guy. It was very unhappy. Oh, hello. I'm just repositioning the noodles on the top. I kind of want to bring them in a bit. They are a different color at the moment as well, but that doesn't really matter. For now, I'm just trying to get more of a read of the noodles at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, he looks. I think it's the lighting in the scene that doesn't help him. If we pop him over here in some nice warm light, that might. Oh no. Backlighting is never flattering, is it? We'll flip him around. There you go. He's got little rosy cheeks. They even cast a little shadow. I think the fact the eyes face different directions.
Choose your destructor.
I would love to see this thing floating around, like telling people to eat noodles. Eat the
Choose your destructor.
Maybe there's like a dispenser out the back, and it just Big Benny's noodles boxes just come out the back.
Yeah, I think Benny's is subtly terrifying.
Yeah, maybe. And you can just imagine it like you walk into a room and you just see it slowly turn around. You know, look at you. I'll tell you, why don't we for the remaining time we'll just get a really creepy lighting scene in here just so we can get a nice shot of it. We'll pop them in that corner will work for now.
Are you making a horror game? No, it's just Halloween time, Elliot.
There's definitely some spookiness going on.
Yeah.
So we want like under light, casting a shadow. Yeah. I mean, the resolution on the shadows isn't great. I'm sorry about that, but that's just the fact that we've just popped it in. Yeah, and then we'll make it like red, I guess. There you go. You can just imagine him coming at you in the dead of night.
Export me out a JPEG.
A JPEG of this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Do you want it right now?
You don't have to do it right now.
Okay.
I'll put it on social media afterwards.
Okay. Here we go. Oh no.
Wait. Are you giving him a?
He's got a knife.
You're giving him a weapon.
Oh no. No one's safe now. That's not the right kind of knife.
No, you should have like a cutlery kind of knife.
Yeah. Oh, that's a frying pan. No, he's
no,
got a frying pan.
Yes, give him a frying. No, frying.
Yeah, you want a knife with like. I think these are the knives from the 890. He's got a giant spoon. He's got a spatula. Alright, there you go. He's got a spatula. What should we have on the spatula? Oh, we don't have any human organs, but I would put a human organ on there if we did have any knocking about.
The views and opinions expressed by Cory Bamford do not represent those of Cloud Imperium Games, Roberts Space Industries, or its subsidiaries.
There you go. There's some breakfast. There you go. What do you reckon, mate? I think we did something very magical today. Alright. Yeah.
Alright.
There you get a bit of backlight on there as well. Yeah, alright.
Oh, the backlight on the noodles makes it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, you can't. I'll have a little play around.
Yeah,
but
export me that out.
I will send that to you as soon as we're done here.
All right, guys. Well, that's it. Thank you for joining Star Citizen Live Game Dev, the Big Benny's proposition.
Yeah.
We're in the process of creating a couple things for use in the persistent universe. This was a exploration into one of those. Cory, thank you so much for taking the time here late on a Friday.
My pleasure. Yeah.
To things, it's like I came out just for this, so I'm gonna go home now.
Yeah. All right. Well, have a safe flight back, and yeah, we'll see you in
right.
next year.
Yeah, that's it. if you haven't, check out Inside Star Citizen. That's how tired I am. Which returned back from hiatus last week, and we'll be right back here for another Star Citizen Live next week. I wonder if I can tell you what it is yet. Nope.
Secrets.
So see you then, guys. Take care.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thanks for watching. For the latest and greatest in Star Citizen and Squadron 42, you can subscribe to our channel, or you can check out some of the other shows, and you can also head to our website at www.robertspaceindustries.com. Thank you very much for watching.